So I've been talking for the past 6 days about how the chief of the RSS, Mohan Bhagwat, the chief of that Hindu nationalist paramilitary, is coming here on the 29th of August, there to Madison Square Garden, directly across the street from where I'm standing right now. And wouldn't you know it, tonight on August 23, I walk out of the subway and here there's a truck running, warning about it. You see right behind me? You see right behind me? RSS ideology burying 400 churches in Canada. Now RSS chief claims Madison Square Garden that happened a few years back. RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat claims to speak for Indian Americans, but he does not speak for them. He says that every Indian in India is a Hindu, that Indian Christians, Indian Muslims, Indian Sikhs, that they don't exist. RSS out of NYC, no RSS paramilitary out of Madison Square Garden. And Mayor Mamdani, I've been running a petition to him. My video appealing to Mayor Mamdani to speak against this has garnered over 100,000 views since I put it out just a few days ago. Mayor Mamdani has condemned Hindu nationalism before. He's been vocal against Narendra Modi and Narendra Modi's violence against religious minorities, his fascist ideology before. But Mayor Mamdani has so far been silent. He has not raised his voice to utter a single syllable yet about how the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat is coming here to Madison Square Garden, across the street from where I'm standing, in just exactly 6 days from now. And so you see James Dolan, the chairman of MSG, he's being called on to scrap the RSS paramilitary event on August 29th. Why? Because the MSG is throwing its doors open to the RSS, a group which is responsible for massacring Muslims in the streets. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is being asked to listen to the call of the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, which has called for sanctioning the RSS and for denying access for the RSS to travel into our country. So you see AOC's been great. AOC actually boycotted the event a few years back when Modi was attending to speak at a joint session of U.S. Congress. But here in New York City, AOC, that progressive voice, she's not being heard. She hasn't uttered a word against Mohan Bhagwat, the chief of the RSS, coming on August 29th to MSG to speak, to headline what is essentially a rally of India's Nazis. In 1939, MSG hosted a rally of American Nazis, and now 2026 on August 29th, MSG is once again throwing open the doors to host a rally of India's Nazis, the RSS, a fascist organization which took direct inspiration from Mussolini and Hitler as it was founded at the same time, and looked over at those fascists in Europe and has said, instead of what the rest of the world was saying, instead of what America ended up saying, the RSS looked over at those fascists in Europe and said, oh my God, they have such wonderful ideas. Maybe we should copycat them. And that's what they've been doing for 100 years since they were founded in 1925. And now, 101 years later, the chief of the RSS, Mohan Bhagwat, is coming to the United States, to New York City, to Madison Square Garden itself, to the most famous arena in this country, in our country, to headline a rally of India's fascist paramilitary RSS, to circle everyone around and cheer him on while he propagates his Hindu nationalist ideology, which says that foreigners in India are native-born Christians and Muslims, and that they should be either eradicated or eliminated. And that ideology has been put into practice repeatedly, starting from the very first in 1948, when the RSS assassinated Mohandas Gandhi himself as the first act of terrorism in independent India. And yet, you can see as the RSS's guru praised Hitler's Holocaust, despite the fact that the guru of the RSS, a man who is garlanded and honored by the chief of the RSS, who will be here in 6 days at Madison Square Garden. Despite that, MSG, James Dolan, Jim Dolan, is throwing open the doors and rolling out the red carpet to welcome the chief of the the chief of the RSS, to host a rally of the RSS at the most famous arena in the United States of America. And so I am calling, and whoever's running this truck is also calling for RSS out of NYC. We have enough problems with fascists in our own country. We don't need to be hosting India's fascists here as well, especially when India's fascists are in the pockets of courting, siding with, aligning, and partnering with America's fascists. Because white nationalism and Hindu nationalism are two sides of the same goddamn coin, and we don't need either one of them. We need to cut them off at the root, and we need to start by saying, cancel the RSS rally at Madison Square Garden on August 29th. So join me, hashtag RSS out of NYC, call Madison Square Garden, demand that they cancel the event, call your New York City councilor, call your U.S. Congress member, ask them, demand that they speak against RSS fascism being hosted, saluted on American soil.